Warning, these movies are kind of violent.
Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. With all the support I got in the last video, I decided to be nice and give you another video, rather than forcing you guys to wait 10 months between uploads. I hope you know I spoil you guys. Anyway, Halloween Ends is finally releasing and will serve as the final installment to the current Halloween trilogy. I do have to be honest, I was never the biggest fan of the original Halloween. I respect the film for its impact on horror and the slasher subgenre. It's a wonderful piece of low-budget filmmaking, and it introduced one of the most iconic villains in horror history. Its simplicity has made it timeless, there's no doubt about that. It's a legendary movie. 40 years after the release of the original, we got David Gordon Green's take on the Halloween franchise with a 2018 movie. And I love this one. It's everything I want in a slasher. It has the humor while also maintaining that tension. And Halloween Kills is a mixed bag, but I do have a ton of fun with it, and it's good to watch back to back with the 2018 movie. So I do like the newer Halloween films a lot. In fact, I enjoy them the more I rewatch them. These films take the tone of the original and spice it up in a new way, but what I specifically enjoy is how they approach the character of Michael Myers.
Read you quoted.
You don't believe in the boogeyman?
I believe in Michael Myers, a deranged serial killer, but the boogeyman, no.
Well, you should.
Jamie Lee Curtis is the original horror scream queen, and her performance as Laurie Strode is great in every single one of the Halloween movies that she's done. She gives it her all, and you can see it in these films. However, in this genre, it's the villains that take center stage. Michael Myers is without a doubt the face of the franchise, or mask of the franchise. What David Gordon Green and his team have done with Michael Myers is the most intriguing part of his films to me. In Halloween 2, it's revealed that Michael Myers and Laurie Strode are siblings, and that part of the story would be used to define their connection for decades.
Wasn't it her brother who, cold-blooded mutilated all those teenagers?
No, that's just a bit that some people made up to make him feel better, I think.
With the 2018 film effectively erasing all sequels from continuity, they also released one of the biggest aspects of the story until this point, and it allowed them to go into a new direction with these characters. Taking away the sibling aspect takes away part of the humanity that was there for Michael Myers, and what makes him scary is the mystique or the mystery behind him. It plays into the idea of the fear of the unknown. The 2018 film once again turns Michael Myers into that idea of pure evil, and I feel this works infinitely better for the character.
He waited for this night. He's waited for me. I've waited for him.
Throughout the entire movie, Laurie is convinced that Michael is hunting her down and that he escaped prison to finish what he started in 1978. But the way I see it, Michael doesn't necessarily care or even remember who Laurie Strode is. He was brought to Laurie's house by Dr. Sartain, and with Halloween Kills they made it clear that Michael was just trying to get to his childhood home. So in the 2018 one, my point is I think it's interesting for Michael to see Laurie Strode as just another person. That's how I interpret the movie. For Laurie, he's the source of her trauma. Her first encounter with him affected the trajectory of her life and changed her forever. But for Michael, she's just another victim. That connection between them does not exist both ways. Erasing the previously established continuity effectively removes a lot of Michael Myers' character, but in a good way. It turns him back into the boogeyman. It turns him into the Shape once again, which was what John Carpenter had originally intended for the character.
Any of you know the story of the Haddonfield boogeyman? Too young to give a shit, too drunk to remember?
This brings me to Halloween Kills. It's a messy movie and it serves as the weird middle child of the trilogy. But if Halloween 2018 was meant to bring Michael Myers back into being the Shape, then Halloween Kills is about building his reputation. People don't believe in the boogeyman anymore, which this film is meant to live up to its name and deliver the highest body count of the franchise, but it doesn't do it just to be cool, it's in service of the character. When you remove the previously established canon, Michael Myers simply doesn't have as big of a presence as he did before. 5 people die in the original Halloween, and compared to later outings, that's very little. the legend of Michael Myers is simply non-existent. 40 years behind bars and he's been forgotten by the people of Haddonfield. The only people aware of how dangerous he is are those who crossed paths with him in 1978. Halloween Kills looks to change that. The boogeyman is back in Haddonfield and in a big way. The film shows us what Michael is capable of doing, and so it ups the ante drastically. While it's disappointing that Laurie and Michael never come face to face in Halloween Kills, it sets up their final confrontation in a big way. The Haddonfield townspeople have Michael dead to rights, but he manages to kill them all and walk away unscathed. Laurie's monologue at the end says it all.
I always thought Michael Myers was flesh and blood, just like you and me. But a mortal man could not have survived what he's lived through. The more he kills, the more he transcends into something else impossible to defeat.
We constantly hear that Michael Myers is the boogeyman, that he's pure evil, and David Gordon Green goes out of his way to show us just exactly how monstrous Michael Myers is. The body count only adds to the legend of the character, and while I have plenty of other thoughts on Halloween Kills, this is what it does best. While you could see Halloween 2018 being Laurie's story, I think Halloween Kills is Michael Myers' movie. So while the films aren't perfect, they capture the tone of the Halloween film and modernize it in a way that works extremely well. And the character of Michael Myers once again becomes the embodiment of evil, and that was the best way to approach these newer movies. To me, that is what makes Michael Myers one perfect villain. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I am going to have another one perfect video for you guys next week. If you do want updates on that, you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram. Link is going to be in the description down below. Once again, thank you for taking the time out of your day to go out and watch this. Thank you, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.
Are you telling your friends to come over here and you're going to smoke some weed?
No.
That Alakazam?
Julian, I'm talking about like a magic trick, like abracadabra.
I know you're talking about smoking weed. Don't lie to me. That's against the rules. I'm telling my mom.
Well, I'm going to tell your mom about your browser history.
You better not.
You can get me in trouble, I can get you in trouble.
I'm...
You used to be my favorite, but now you're like my 10th favorite boy that I nanny.
And I babysit some fucking loser kids.
If I had some other kind of babysitter, she'd be reading me a story. I wouldn't be up clipping my nasty ass toenails.
Go to bed.
You used to be cool. We used to be friends, but now...
You don't want to look at Okay. Come on, go to bed. It's way past your bedtime. You want to be a good kid?
Mm-hmm.
Go to bed. Go to bed. Come on, let's go. Let's go.